Hello, Miss Mama here. My name is Nina, and today we're going to do a palette ranking. And these are all the palettes that I added to my collection in 2025. I think I got them all. I may have missed some, but we're going to jump in here. I have 43 palettes to talk about in number 43, mainly because I can't really rank it against anything because I did not use it. And I don't plan to. I want to keep it pristine because it's gorgeous. And this is the Base Blue Artistic Eyeshadow Palette. And it's literally art, so I'm going to keep that just as it is. I don't plan on using it. It is stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. So that came in number 43, and I did not do that very well apparently. Alright. And this is not counting palettes that I decided not to keep because there's just no point. I'm sorry if you see the swatches. I have not had a chance to go upstairs and wash them off yet. They're from my Ice Cream Beauty box. So in number 42, I have the She Glam palette. This is the Pillow Fluff Daydreamer mini palette. And this is here because it's a pretty palette. It does create a pretty look, but it is only 4 pans and not shades I'll use a lot. I mean, the shimmer is stunning, but it's a small palette that's kind of inconvenient to store because of the little bubble thing, but cute palette nonetheless. Number 41, it goes to the Kimchi Chic Teddy Kim Girlfriend palette. And this one, I can't store it in my drawers or shelf or anything, so I have it on display because it is absolutely adorable. The sticker on the bottom drives me crazy because it keeps resealing it, making it hard to open. Alright, and so this palette has your face products, highlighters, blush, and then it has your eyeshadows. And this one is here because while it is a great quality palette, it is very neutral. And some of the pans are a pain to get into. So like using these two shimmers are not fun. You can see I dipped into that one pretty good trying to use it. I've used this more than once, but some of the pans are just, the size is just not convenient to use for some of the eyeshadows. So that is why it is number 41. Alright, and now on to number 40. I have the Gemini palette by Milk Cosmetics. Gemini 2, I should say. Gemini 2. I had this at the thrift store for $5, and it was like completely brand new. Super pretty palette. Very matte heavy. There's only one shimmer, and that's a lot of the reason why it's this low. There's only one shimmer, and it's not anything spectacular. So, oh no, there's 2 shimmers, but they're very like satiny shimmers. So, and then number 39, we have the Ophir Quiet Bloom palette. This is a 12 shade eyeshadow palette. I got this from Amazon. It's a pretty palette. It's again very subtle eyeshadow looks with this one, and this one is just lower because it is more lightly pigmented. Not my normal colors that I would prefer to wear, but overall a very pretty palette. And we will go ahead and swatch one of the shimmers on here. It is very pretty. You can't really see the shine in that, but very pretty. I gotta go. Alright, so I had to go wipe those off. So now we're at number 38. This is the Dear Dahlia. I could be saying that wrong. This is a Blooming Edition Secret Garden Palette Tea Party. So I think the shade, like the palette is Tea Party, and the collection is Blooming Edition Secret Garden. Maybe. Anyways. So, and this is the palette. Once again, very neutral. I got this from Amazon. It is a very pretty palette, though. Very fun to create looks with. We'll do this one shade up here, and we'll go ahead and do the middle shade. I did not pick up much on that first shade. So these are like glittery. Very pretty palette. And then number 37 is the You Can Be Baked Beauty Face Palette. And this one has a couple of blushes here. Very pretty. The shimmers in here are stunning. So you get your neutrals. I mean, it's a neutral palette, but you have your shimmers and your mattes. And I'll show you these. So these are all baked. A very different type of formula than what we see in a lot of palettes these days. They are very metallic, and the bottom one has a little bit of a flip to it. Very pretty. I actually really enjoyed using that palette for such an affordable brand. Right. So on to 36. I'm trying to determine what order these are in. Alright. So number 36, we have the Wake Make Soft Blurring Eye Palette. 24 Bloody Game Blurring. This is a Squid Games collab. This is a very good palette if you wear these shades enough. Very pretty, very easy to use. Had good pigment for I don't remember if this was C Beauty or K Beauty. I think it's K Beauty, but I could be wrong. Very pretty palette. Glad to have it. And then I did group all four of these together. These are number 35. We have 4 of the Natasha mini palettes. These came from Ipsy. So I have Mini Sunset, Mini Zendo, Mini Bronze, and Mini Star. And most of these are pretty warm. We'll do a Mini Star shade. It's got a flip to it. And then we will do a Mini Zendo shade. I do prefer a more cooler toned palette. These are great quality. They work really good and are easy to travel with. So those 4 are number 35. And then 34, we have these 2 Termacy Milano palettes. They don't have names or anything, but they came together in the Ice Cream Beauty box, and I decided to rank them together. Very pretty palettes, all shimmer, and the pans are small, which makes them a little bit harder to use. We will do 1 in each palette, and just do the middle shade in both. The tiny pans do make them a little bit harder to get into, but very pretty. So number 33 is the Bunny Love by Sugar Drizzle. And this is that palette. It has 2 blushes and a highlighter down here. Very pretty palette. Everything works good in it. I do struggle to create eye looks with it because, well, besides the neutral, it's a little hard. And I don't really do like neutral with a pop of color very often. So, and some of the shimmers are a little bit lightly pigmented. So here's two of the shimmers. I was very excited about the yellow. They don't sparkle enough. I don't even think any of them had that much sparkle to them. But yeah, that's the other thing. The shimmers are just not as poppy as I like. And at 32, we have Snow Angel by Simply Posh. And this palette, the mattes were a little bit hard to work with. They're very dry. Powdery, I should say. Powdery, and I guess they're very white based, could be the problem. They're harder to work with. It took a lot of building them up. They are not my favorite mattes to use. The shimmers are like beautiful. I like the shimmers. They're not my favorite formula, but they are very pretty. I have used most of this palette and I was just expecting more with how much hype this brand gets, and maybe this was the wrong palette to try them with. But there's two shimmers. It's not, I just have better shimmers, but it is a very pretty palette. And that was 32, so we're on to 31. And there was two of these palettes, but one is ranked higher. It says Diosa by Shintico Beauty. And I don't know which one is which because they are not labeled. But this is the one that had neutral for your bases. Base mattes. Other than that, it's 9 shimmers. Very pretty palette. I have created looks with these and I love them. The shimmers are stunning. Well, swatch two here. Very pretty. Still not going to beat out my favorite formula, but very pretty, very fun to use. Hold on. Alright, so I'm back. I had to go pick up just Ikea. So I have these two palettes together. They came in an Ice Cream Beauty box. It was a month where I chose to pay extra for both palettes. So these are from Ladybug Glow and Ice Cream Beauty. We have Vampy Treats. Or Vampy Treat. Really pretty grungy palette. And then Just Desserts. And to me, these palettes really do work good together. Because then you can like mix the greens and the blues. So yeah, that's number 31. And then for 30, another Ice Cream Beauty collab, but this time with Beauty Moon Cosmetics. We have Treat and Trick. So there's one. And there's the other. And we'll do that really pretty orange. And we'll do this amethyst shade here. Super pretty. The shimmers are so pretty in these. I did forget to swatch anything here, so we'll do this green. And we'll do this dark shade. So the Treat and Trick are 30. And then for 29, we have the Gourmand Girls Le Petit Maison palette. This was no. I think it was December's. I don't know, I could be wrong. Really pretty palette. A little hard for me to create looks that are my style. Just because this one you kind of have to mix the green and the brown to get a darker look. It's really your only darkening shade. But I did create some pretty looks. And this is a really pretty palette. And we will do this shade, Attic Secrets here. So pretty. Great palette. I had fun with that one. And then from Dee Dee Signature, we have Lioness Heart. This also came from Ice Cream Beauty. I guess it was a collab with them. I'm not sure. Put their logo on there. And this is really pretty. And this one's a little bit higher because I use this shade so much for inner corner highlight when I was testing out the Gourmand Girls palette. I had shades that would work. It's just using, when I was testing that one and some other Ice Cream Beauty palettes, I kept reaching in here for that shade. It's so stunning. So we will swatch that one. It's so pretty. Let's see, we're 28 for Lioness Heart. And then in 27, we have Clarity Cosmetics Stained Glass. This is a really pretty palette. I had fun playing with this one. It is just a little 6-pan. This also came in an Ice Cream Beauty box, but I do really like this one. So that is 27. And then for 26 or 25, somewhere I'm off. It just should be 25. So at some point I had either these two separate or these two separate, but this is supposed to be 25. We have You Can Be, Sun-Kissed and Classic Baked Formula. Got this from Amazon. And it just has a little shade protector thing on it. I don't even know why I bother leaving that on there, but it is such a pretty palette. And this one's a little higher. The mattes are okay, they work. But the shimmers, I was very impressed with these shimmers on this palette. I'm going to go ahead and do 2. They're just very sparkly. Look really pretty on the eyes. I kept reaching for this one to use those shimmers. So, it was 25. Somewhere I messed up, but we're at 24 now. This is the Dior. I'm not really sure how I'm pronouncing that right. Pret-a-Porter Matte and Shimmer Eyeshadow Palette. And this looks extremely boring and basic, but I created a couple eye looks with this and I just fell in love with it. Pretty sure it was the same look, pretty much, but I kept on wearing it. It was just such a pretty look. I really liked how it looked on my eyes. So 24. And then number 23, I was very surprised by this palette. This palette's like 10 bucks. It's somewhere between 10 and 15 bucks. It's a Flano Lilac Charm. It is a purple eyeshadow story. And purples are hard to formulate, but this thing worked amazing. I created a couple gorgeous looks with this. I had a lot of fun playing with this one. I even used the blue and it worked great. I wasn't expecting a lot when I got this one because it was so affordable, but it was amazing. And then number 22 is the other Diosa palette from Shantico Beauty, and this one is the one that had the black, white, and gray mattes. And I just found this one easier to create looks with those shades for me. Gorgeous shimmers again. Let's do that one. That one is so special. That was 22, so now we're on to 21. This is the Puffy and Fluff Cosmetics The Lonely Scarecrow. This is also in Ice Cream Beauty. I had a lot of fun with this palette. It is very similar to the other color stories, but I really appreciated that there's just black in here, which meant I could do a green look and darken it up. I could do like an orangey, yellow, reddy, brown. I could do an eye look with just 2 of these shades and then the brown to deepen it up and smoke it out a little bit, and it worked great. Very pretty palette. I had a lot of fun playing with all of these this year, or last year. So that was 21. We are on to 20. We have the Clarity Cosmetics Bloom palette. This is a little bit bigger color story from them, but it's a very pretty color story. I had a lot of fun playing with the shimmers in here. The mattes work good. Shimmers are so pretty there. Some of them are a little bit flaky, like this one's flaky, but I did have fun creating beautiful looks with this. And some of them are kind of satiny, but this was really fun. So that was 20, what I said? Yeah, 20. Number 19 is also from Clarity Cosmetics. This is the Dead Rose palette. And this is so pretty. I had fun with this color story. This shimmer right here and this shimmer are stunning. This one's a little flaky, so it is making a bit of a mess, but it just keeps falling out. But it is really pretty. I need to press that one down. 19. So number 18, I have these 2 palettes together because I was using them together a lot when I was using them. And this is another one of those where I created this stunning look that I really liked, and then I just kept doing the same look. And it's Natasha Denona, Rosenwood, and Hot Topic. And yeah, I was using this matte with this matte and a little bit of that matte. And then shimmers, I think I was using this one a lot. I could be wrong on that. Very pretty palettes. So that was 18. 17. Yeah. 17 is the Sigma Beauty, the Little Mermaid. I really love the Little Mermaid, so I had to get this palette. It's so pretty. I did have fun creating looks with this. Trying to decide on what shades to swatch is not easy sometimes. So this one does have some like special shifty shades. I had a lot of fun creating with that. Very pretty. So number 16 goes to Heather Austin, an Unearthly Resurgence palette. So this is not like, it's a little bit chaotic. This one I reached for a lot more for adding to looks, but it is really pretty and I had a lot of fun with this. This is great quality. We're getting into my favorite palettes since Natasha Denona. These are like loves for, like, absolutely obsessed with palettes this year. Yeah. So this is one that I have used multiple times to add to looks, whether it be for, I've used it just to get into the red and the bright green, because they have great pigmentation and they're really unique colors. So in number 15, this is one of my top favorite packagings of the year, but it is a smaller color story. It's got 2 shimmers. This I had fun creating with, and is just overall so pretty. Absolutely adore that palette. And then number 14 goes to Glamlight Lord of the Rings. This palette was fun to play with. I love this palette, and I think it fits the movies really good, especially the first movie. I'm not sure if this is a got like a specific series, like movie from the franchise on it. I'm gonna do 2 shades here. So that was number 14. Number 13 goes to Robert Welsh and Blend Bunny Cosmetics in the Divination palette. This one I had a lot of fun with. I have used every shade except for one. There's one shade. I think it's this shade. And I may have already used that one now. It's either that shade or this shade. But this palette is great. The mattes have great pigmentation. They're so much fun to work with. The shimmers are really pretty. Depending on the look, sometimes I go in with a little extra from another palette, but I've created a lot of looks with this and really enjoyed using it. I'll just do 2 blues because it just screamed at me. So number 13. And then number 12, we have the Milk Cosmetics Edward Scissorhand palette. This palette is just so cute. I love Tim Burton movies. Such a pretty color story and such a pretty palette. It is a smaller one, but I did love the looks I created with this, and I loved using it. And these shimmers are spectacular. Number 11 goes to Inslee Rain Flutter. Such a pretty palette. And we're now getting into a lot more special shimmers. So these are more color story based, really. And how much I use them, how much I wanted to reach for them. So Inslee Rain, I love their shimmers. And their mattes are amazing. Great pigmentation. Their packaging is beautiful. But their shimmers are my favorite. Just stunning. Sorry, I was cleaning off my hand. We're on to number 10. We have the Inslee Rain Flourish palette. And this palette is stunning. I really love the bright shades in here. I reached a lot for that reason, for the brighter shades. And that's why it's a little bit higher. It's just color story. Look at that. So pretty. Number 9 went to the Cosmic Beauty Wonderland palette. This is color story. As well as over those two is because I am obsessed with blues and purples, and that's what this palette is. It is just stunning. I had a lot of fun creating with this palette. The mattes are really good. They're not my favorite matte, but they're close. They're extremely close. Shimmers are close too. And so smooth and beautiful. I need to take like my top 10 brands and pick a palette from each one and do a video about that. That'd be fun. So number 9 would go to the Inslee Rain Light in Your Eyes palette. This palette is just stunning. It's so pretty. It is very neutral-esque. It does have color to it. Very like grungy color. But I reached into this one a lot for the shimmers. And I've obviously used the mattes. I created a really fun look with this one for Thanksgiving. That I really liked wearing. So we got 2 shimmers, a colorful one and then a neutral shimmer. Stunning. And then number 7, because that was number 8. Number 7, it goes to Flower Moon. This one brings in more of your color. So pretty. I love this. I just love their formulas. They just are amazing to me. They work great for me. And it just slides right on. And this shift is so prominent with these. And then also from Inslee, I have a lot of Inslee at the top. We have the Underland palette. There's not all Inslee though. And stunning. I love this one for more smoky almost looks. The red shimmer in here is absolutely stunning. I really love that one. I'll do 2 again. I love their shimmers, are just amazing to me. And I am starting to find other brands that are like up there with Inslee. So Unearthly Spring Magic is number 5. I love this color story. And the quality of like the formula is amazing in here. The mattes and the shimmers, I love the formula. They work amazing. I had a lot of fun with this palette. And it's going to be fun to use for Valentine's Day because of the pinks in here. Stunning. So they don't stand out quite the same way that Inslee Rain does, but that's a stunning palette. And then from Inslee Rain, we have Glow in number 4. Look at that. Stunning. So pretty. Absolutely adore their palettes. I can't help it. More pink. This one has quite a few pink shimmers. This will be really fun for Valentine's Day. And there you can see them like right next to each other. And the Inslee Rain just has a little bit more oomph to it. But I still love my Unearthly palettes that I've tried and that I have. This is Devour from Unearthly. This is number 3. And I've used this one quite a bit. It has great greens for the kind of looks I'm always doing. And then these two, like inner iridescent shades, are perfect to use for inner corner highlight or just to add a little something to an eyeshadow when I feel like it just needs a little something else. I've used that one quite a bit. So pretty. So that was number 3. And number 2, we have Inslee Rain's Wolf Moon. Now, this and number 1 are very similar, but I could not put them. I kept using them and using them and using them. I used these. I used one of them for, we'll just go ahead and reveal. Number 1 is the Snow Moon palette. I used one of them for my nephew's graduation, and then any holiday thing or anything for that I had to do at the school or anything where I wanted to go a little bit more neutral, but I still wanted to be me. I went with these 2 palettes, and then I was even creating looks with them just for fun because I just absolutely fell in love with them. So, Wolf Moon, let's do 2 because these are just so pretty. I mean, they're just magical. And then Snow Moon made it to number 1. And you can see I really dipped into that shade there. So pretty. And these ones I thought I would use, but I did not realize how much I was going to use them. Now, it's not clean girl makeup by any means when I was creating looks with those. But they were, I was very surprised I was going to be that big into a neutral palette. So that is my ranking. Let me know if you have any of these palettes and if you would rank them differently. Yeah, thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I hope the rest of it goes wonderful. If you like videos like this, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Bye.